Radhe Radhe Govinda Govinda Radhe 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 Govinda Govinda Radhe. I chose Shri Shri Radha Radha Sudhanidhi 24. I always like when my beloved Gurudev is giving good advice. Also in his purports, he always gives good advice, but some purports, very particularly, he is speaking directly to us. And I like this when he's taking us and he's pulling us out of the misery of the material life. And this is one of those very wonderful purports where Baba is directly speaking to us in the first, you can say in the first part of the commentary. He is very beautifully giving us strong and bold advice. So I chose the translation from my godbrother, which is slightly different from the edition. So I posted it in Radha Dasyam. So this is directly from Baba's Bangla version. So 1-to-1 translation. Gadva Kalinda Tanaya Vichana Vataram Udvartayanti Amritamangam Ananga Jivam Shri Radhike Tavakada Nava Nagarendram Pashyami Magna Nayanam Stitam Uchanipe. O Radhika, when after going with you to a secluded Yamuna Ghat bathing place and massaging you with saffron and musk, will I see your youthful king of lovers sitting high in a kadamba tree, gazing at your nectareous form, which gives life to the God of love. I will repeat, it's a very wonderful pastime included here. O Radhika, Prabhupada Saraswati says, when, after going with you to a secluded Yamuna Ghat, Ghat means bathing place, and massaging you with saffron and musk, when will I see your youthful king of lovers, Krishna, sitting high in a kadamba tree, gazing, staring with big, big eyes at your nectareous form, which gives life to the God of love. Baba's title for his tika is A Secluded Ghat, bathing place on the Jamuna. In the last few verses, while absorbed in his Svarup, Sripad Prabhupada Saraswati has obtained a vision of Sri Radha Rani's ardent journey. Ardent means desirous journey to meet Sri Krishna. When the vision ended, Sripad wailed, means weeping out of lamentation. He yearned for the object of his desire. So now Baba is giving us a very wonderful, several wonderful advices, starting with this sentence. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur, he yearned. Yearning means he longed for. He had a very, very strong wish to obtain and to attain his object of desire, the lotus feet of Swamini, nothing else. So Baba is now speaking directly to us. The behavior of the Goswamis is like a pole star for the sadhaka and the best example of the path of sadhana. So here Baba is comparing the behavior of the Goswamis and also, of course, of Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur and Narottam Das Thakur and all the big, great Mahajans He is comparing their behavior to a pole star. So what is the pole star? The pole star is the brightest star on the firmament, which is guiding and which is a very, very bright light. So Baba beautifully compares the behavior of the Goswami to a pole star, a very, very brightly shining star for the sadhaka. And it's the best example of the path of sadhana. A sadhaka, now Baba is speaking hard words, a sadhaka should not spend his life thinking, oh, his sadhana will be spontaneous like that of a Siddha Bhakta. So Baba is saying here, we should not think, oh, now I am also very spontaneous. Oh, I also am on the platform of a Siddha Bhakta. He is warning us in the next sentences not and ever to think anything like that. A sadhaka should not spend his life thinking his sadhana will be spontaneous like that of a Siddha Bhakta. Sometimes our mind becomes that arrogant and we chant a lot of rounds. We think, now I reached a nice goal. Now I can be very happy and chill and relax. But Baba is saying no. A little eagerness is required to attain one's desired object. So we always talk about this lobha, the greed, which is the price of the ticket we have to pay for the entrance into Raganuga Bhakti. And Baba is saying here, even a little eagerness, he says very mercifully, a little eagerness is required to attain one's desired object. Oh, I'm satisfied with whatever little thing I'm doing is not the method of progressive prema dharma. So Baba is saying, yeah, when you are satisfied, this is actually not a good sign. This is not the way how our journey through the stages of bhakti. Baba is saying progressive prema dharma means going through the stages of, bhajana kriya, nishta, ruchi, anartha-nivritti, and up to asakti. So I am satisfied with every little I am doing. Is not the method of progressive prema dharma. And Baba now very wonderfully says, insatiability is the nature of bhakti. So insatiability is a very highly English word. It means never be satisfied. Always yearn for perfection. Always hungry. Insatiability means you're always hungry, which is a bad thing in the material world, because when you're always hungry, something is wrong. But in the spiritual world, when you're always hungry, when you're insatiable, that, Baba says, is the nature of bhakti. So this is our thermometer. How much hunger, how much am I thirsty for progressing in prema dharma? How much fever have I? How much is my fever for that progressive stages? How much is it? When we are honest, mine is very low. But Baba is giving us hope, so much hope. In the next few lines, what is the medicine? If we have this complacency, if we are not insatiable, if we are satiable, if we are happy, I'm chanting 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 rounds. Okay, I'm happy, no problem. This is a warning sign. When you drive with your car, immediately there will be a little light blinking. Blink, 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 blink. This is wrong, Baba is saying. He's saying, I'm satisfied with whatever little I am doing is not the method of progressive prema dharma. Insatiability is the nature of bhakti. And this is also, you can say, because very easy, bhakti is actually coming from the lotus feet of Swamini. She is Ladini Shakti. She is the pleasure-giving potency, and she is the one who showers us with that mercy to perform bhakti through the gateway of Gurudev. Gurudev is the ambassador, the navigator, and he showers us with that nectar coming from the lotus feet of Swamini. So therefore, Swamini, she is never, ever satiable. She's never, ever satisfied with what she's doing because she has Madanakya Mahabhav. Her love for Krishna is like an ocean with no depth. A bottomless ocean. There is no bottom at that ocean. No, it's not. The sea, if you go down, it will go down. There is no measurement to measure the depth to the bottom of that ocean of love. It's not possible. So when we feel that kripa coming from our beloved Gurudev, we will always hanker for the next step and the next step. But as soon as we are cut off from that beautiful flow of nectar, it will happen what Baba is saying now. We will become complacent. We will think, okay, that is enough. And I, for myself, I speak of experiences. Many times in my life, this happened. Stagnation, you stagnate. You cannot move forward due to material attachment, bogus attachment. So Baba is now giving us the remedy and the medicine. But it is very good to know that actually this insatiability is coming from Radha Kripa. We can become so like that by clinging to the lotus feet of our Gurudev, because through his lotus feet that mercy is flowing. If complacence, Baba is saying now, if complacent means being happy with what you have, stagnation. If complacence comes to your bhajan, you must understand that your bhajan life is waning. Waning means slowly disappearing, going away. You will lose it. And your bhajana vigraha has become lifeless. Your whole form and substance of bhakti, of bhajan, has become lifeless. I can 100% underwrite this, experienced it so many times. If complacence comes to your bhajan, you must understand that your bhajan life is waning, and your bhajana vigraha, the form of your bhajan, has become lifeless, like a corpse. Baba is saying there is no life in. He's comparing our bhajan sadhana to a lifeless person. There is no life when you stagnate, like a river, like a pond. When there is no flow of the water will start to stink. So same will happen to our bhajan. If it's not flowing, it will not be a good reservoir of water. So Baba is comparing it to even a dead body, lifeless. Lifeless means dead. And now Baba is giving us the medicine, and this is so glorious. Then you must hear and chant the stavas, verses, and stotras, prayers of the Goswamis, which are full of eagerness and longing. Then you must hear and chant the stavas and the stotras of the Goswamis, which are full of eagerness and longing. Why? Baba is giving the answer. Their words have great power. So by repeating, meditating, and thinking, and even only speaking the words of the Mahajanas, this power will be infused by their unlimited mercy through the pipeline of Gurudev into our heart. And then he says, by hearing and chanting these great teachings, Radha, Rasa, Sudhanidhi, Vilapa Kusumanjali, the sadhaka also will be filled with eagerness. So I think this is such a wonderful, wonderful medicine, recipe. Whenever we feel that our bhajan life has stagnated, when we feel lifeless, when we have no energy, we just sit down and we just repeat those wonderful, wonderful stavas and stotras, meaning the words of our beloved acharyas, especially the Goswamis. I like this so much. If anyone wants to share, just stop me. I'm rambling on. If anyone wants to say something, please hit the button and interrupt. This is for me always such a nectar to know that whenever I'm little down or whenever the eagerness is not there, the fever is not there, we just sit down and we can chant these wonderful prayers. Even, the basic teachings of Narottam Das Thakur, Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Pakoti Satma, Shri Rupa Manjari Pada, Goranga Bolite Habe, all these wonderful, wonderful verses and words of the Mahachans will infuse that which is in their hearts into our hearts by the mercy of Gurudev. Their words have great power. By hearing and chanting these great teachings, the sadhaka also will be filled with eagerness. The Goswamis are Nitya Siddha Parikars, eternal associates, eternally perfect associates. But the eagerness of the sadhakas, Siddha Premikas, is also wonderful, filled with anguish. Now, Baba is giving a very, very wonderful prayer of a very well-known Babaji, often quoted by Baba, filled with anguish. Govardhan resident, Sita Srila Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj has prayed. This is a wonderful, wonderful prayer. I read it so many times. It has so much nectar inside. Each line, each call is like, bah. Alas, O goddess of my life, my heart, and I like the translation of my godbrother very much, my heart smolders. Smolders means not only burns, but burns to ashes. It burns down to the ashes. Smoldering means there is nothing left but dead ashes. So it's a very, very, very hot fire. Alas, O goddess of my life, my heart smolders endlessly in the fire of separation from you. Please rescue me from this ocean of misery. Keep me at your lotus feet and make me your kinkari. This is Manjari Bhav in a nutshell. Will the day ever come when I hear the words from your lovely mouth along with the tinkling of your anklets? When will I blissfully drink the nectar of your beauty from the chalice? He's not saying cup, but he's saying chalice. Chalice means a very beautiful cup, a very beautiful reservoir of drinking. Of your beauty from the chalice of my eyes. When will I be covered with goosebumps after inhaling the sweet fragrance of your body? So here Babaji Maharaj, Srila Sita Krishnadas, Babaji Maharaj, he's giving all the senses their perfection. Hearing the words of the lotus mouth, seeing the beauty with the eyes, and inhaling is done with the nose. So all the senses, he wants to be in perfection by being engaged in proximity with Swamini. Even the skin, which is the largest, when will I be covered with goosebumps after inhaling the sweet fragrance of your body? We cannot imagine how this must feel. This new Kinkari will feel herself successful when you kindly give her the nectareous remnants of your food, now tongue. When you kindly give her the nectareous remnants of your food. You are my japa and my tapa. You are my meditation. I have known only you since birth. Be merciful and make me your dasi in the places where you sport with your lover and your friends. Weeping, this humble Krishna Das holds a straw in his teeth. O golden one, O Gauri, please fulfill my desire. Well, this is so much, such nectar to meditate upon. Like you can meditate for hours on that. Beautiful, beautiful prayer. One time I printed it out, and whenever I find the time, I just read it because there are so many wishes. And he blesses us when we repeat these words, like Baba is saying, this power of the saints will create something with our hearts too. We will also become eager to make our senses perfect. Ears, nose, eyes, tongue, all fixed on the lotus beauty of Swamini. Very, very wonderful. I love this prayer very much. Anyone wants to share?
Tarun Govinda.
Yes.
Radha. I would like to ask you, in the very beginning, you was reading that we should never think that we will attain spontaneity like acharyas.
No, not like that. But speak on.
So, remembering this, maybe in the wrong way, but and we said also that we should be sense of insensibility, to never always to be greed.
Yes.
And I think that all this greed also, at least in me, is giving also possibility that I will become one day come on the spontaneous way platform. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. I think this sentence is very easy to be misunderstood. Baba is not saying that we should never think that we attain that level. Baba is saying a sadhaka should not spend his life thinking his sadhana will be spontaneous like that of a Siddha Bhakta. So that doesn't, but this is very difficult because it comes from the Bangla and the English is the second language. But actually what Baba is meaning is answering in the next lines. It means that we should not think at the moment that our bhajan is as spontaneous as that of a Siddha Bhakta, because our mind, sometimes he is thinking like that. You know, when everything runs very perfectly well, we tend to think, oh, now I'm also spontaneous. Now I'm also great. Now I'm also on the spontaneous platform like the Nitya Siddhas. So that is what Baba is saying. Be careful not to fall in that trap. But here the word will, I'm not sure if the English is 100% on the length of the Bangla. But when we read the next lines, it becomes very clear that Baba means here that means if we think we are also spontaneous like the Siddha Bhaktas, we tend to be complacent. So in the next two sentences, Baba is saying, if complacence comes to your bhajan, you must understand that your bhajan is lifeless. So here, actually, he means it like that. He's not saying you should not think that you will never attain, the spontaneous platform, but he rather says, don't think it now. Don't think like you can imitate the spontaneous devotion of the Nityasiddhas, because we cannot imitate. We can only follow them. And then sometimes our mind is thinking, oh, I have done so much. Now I'm also on spontaneous platform. But actually, Srila Jiva Goswami, he says, we are on Achataruchi. We have not big taste. So we are not actually performing true Raga Nuga sadhana until we have real taste. So Baba is giving us a warning not to think that now I have achieved something and I can lean back and I can become, easy and stagnate. So in that way, I understand it, and it becomes very clear when you read the next lines very slowly. You see that Baba is actually giving a warning. But this is the danger from Bangla to another language. I'm not sure if the time verb which is used there, will, if that is 100% correct. A sadhaka should not spend his life thinking his sadhana will be spontaneous. This is difficult. Maybe if we would have the original one, it would be more perfect. But the meaning for me, it's clear that because the next sentences clearly show we should be careful not to think we are on a platform on which we are not.
Tarun?
Thank you so much. Now it's clear.
Thank you.
Radhe. I only would like to thank you very much that you are feeding us with this nectar, with this beautiful verse and this commentary and with this prayer.
I love this prayer so much because
it's nourishment. This prayer, yes, it's real pure nourishment. Thank you.
My pleasure. So shall we go on? Is everything clear? Dayanidhi,
please repeat this prayer, please.
Okay. Where we have time, I can do. Alas, goddess of my life. So he's going through all the senses. My heart smolders endlessly in the fire of separation from you. Please rescue me from this ocean of misery. Keep me at your lotus feet and make me your kinkery. Will the day ever come when I hear the words from your lovely mouth, along with the tinkling of your ears? No. When will I blissfully drink the nectar of your beauty from the chalice, very beautiful glass, jug of drinking stuff, of my eyes? When will I be covered with goosebumps after inhaling the sweet fragrance of your body? This new kinkery will feel herself successful when you kindly give her the nectareous remnants of your food. So now we had the ears, the eyes, the nose, the skin, and now the tongue. You are my japa and my tapa. You see, many saints are using this, like Narottam Das Takashi Rupa Manjari, tapa, japa, mantra japa and tapa. That means you are my meditation and you are also my austerity. You are my meditation. I have known only you since birth. Be merciful and make me your dasi in the places where you sport. And this is only Vrindavan, in the places where you sport. That means the Nikunjas of Vrindavan, with your lover and your friends. Weeping, this humble Krishnadas holds a straw in his teeth. O golden one, O Gauri, please fulfill my desire. Having obtained such an Acharya Mahachan, Baba is now coming down on the platform of our life. Having obtained such an Acharya Mahachan, meaning having taken shelter of Gurudev, that is what it means. How am I spending my days? True sadhana will bring a transformation in one's life. The heart becomes eager. How Shripad wails Wails means lament, weepingly lament. When will I get to see your sweet Leela? After looking and looking, a vision came. So here again we have the example of the Mahajans. We need this eagerness. We need that. We need this crying for when will I get to see your sweet Leela? Beautiful. Having obtained such an Acharya Mahajan, meaning having taken shelter at the feet of my Gurudev, how am I spending my days? True sadhana will bring a transformation in one's life. Gurudev many times says like that. The heart becomes eager. How Shripad wails. When will I get to see your sweet Leela? After looking and looking, a vision came. And this is a very beautiful Leela. I love that because it's so naughty and special. Shripad sees him. Shripad sees himself in his kinkari form, in the company of Sri Radha in Yavat. It is summertime in the morning, and Srimati Radhika wants to take a bath in the Yamuna. They will bath at the secluded ghat, bathing place, on the Yamuna. As a kinkari, Shripad is walking, and here we can see, my dear brothers and sisters, here we can see that Mahaprabhu's mercy. That is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Otherwise, Srila Prabhupada Saraswati, he could have never, ever had darshan of that lila. It would never be possible, ever. This is the great mercy, Unatat Shwalarasam Svabhakti Shriyam, of Mahaprabhu, because he is, first of all, Tunga Vidyasaki. Second of all, he was great, I think, not really convinced of bhakti, and Mahaprabhu, he convinced him, So this, that we are now reading this whole book, is a perfect example of the mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu. It would not have been possible otherwise. Only by the mercy of Sriman Mahaprabhu could he reveal that. Only a kingari goes with Swamini to that secluded place at the Yamuna. And that is the mercy of Mahaprabhu, that now we can hear that from the mouth of Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur. Unbelievable, right? It's really unbelievable. As a kinkari, he has the mercy now to feel and be and see. As a kinkari, not as a Saki. Shripad is walking to the Yamuna with Sri Radha. No other Sakis or Manjaris are with them. The kinkari is enchanted by Srimati's movements. As she walks, Srimati looks all about. I wonder if Krishna is watching. Vrindavan is made more beautiful by the beauty of her eyes. That is also a very deep sentence, my God. Vrindavan is made more beautiful by the beauty of her eyes. Wow. We should ask Gurudev. Gurudev, can you share something on that point? It's very deep. He's eating. Okay. Guranga Sundara, Jayananda, what? We go on. Vrindavan is made more beautiful by the beauty of her eyes.
Vrindavan. When she see at some place, Vrindavan become more beautiful, because where he see only she see Krishna.
Wow. Thank you, Gurudev.
Rasa. Feeling give you rasa. She only see the rasa. And that rasa is Krishna, raso vaisa. She cannot see other things from her eyes.
So therefore Vrindavan is getting even more beautiful, right?
Yeah. Today Jnananda Maharaj birthday. Wow. So Anang Manjari make pizza. So we have pizza party in the front of Jananda Maharaj.
Jai Ho, Jai Ananga Manjari.
Happy birthday to
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jayananda. Happy birthday to you.
Jai Gurudev, Jai Shri Radha.
Cooked in the ashram, in her kitchen, this beautiful pizza.
Wow.
Wow, I miss that pizza.
Mm. Yeah.
Vrindavan is made more beautiful by the beauty of her eyes.
My God.
Meanwhile, in Nandishvara, Sri Krishna and his friends have been playing games since they finished milking the cows.
My God.
Then a parrot secretly told Krishna that Sri Radha had gone to bath at the secluded place on the Yamuna with only one dasi.
My God.
After getting that information, Sri Krishna told his friends he was going alone to see the beauty of a garden near Nandishvara. Instead, he went to exactly that secluded place on the Yamuna before Sri Radha and her dasi arrived. He climbed a tall kadamba tree and hid himself in an area densely covered by leaves so that no one could see him. Srimati soon arrived at that Yamuna bathing place with her kinkari. Her delicate body was tired from walking. She sat on the gem-studded steps, her hair and clothing disheveled. The golden beauty of her form illuminated the Yamuna Ghat. Shyamasundara was excited to see the water of the Yamuna. Srimati was overwhelmed by love for Sri Krishna. He pervaded her through and through. That means she was only, like Gurudev says, she was only meditating and thinking of her beloved. From his hiding place in the high treetop, Shyamasundara is tasting without obstruction the sweetness of the embodiment of bhav. So he could stare at her and nobody noticed it. So he had a free card and the free sight of the beautiful form of Swamini. From his hiding place in the high treetop, high in the tree, Shyamasundara is tasting without obstruction the sweetness of the embodiment of bhav. At this solitary bathing place, the kinkari is preparing to anoint Srimati's body with oil. First, she untied Swamini's dark hair, moistened it with fragrant oil, and then dressed it with a jeweled kumb. Each hair is as precious to her, to the kinkari, as millions of her lives. Such heartfelt seva. After combing her hair, she uncovered Srimati's lovely body and affectionately massaged her with Narayan oil and other fragrant oils. On some days, even the all-knowing Shyam cannot get the news about her. The one who bears a peacock feather atop his head has now resorted to a treetop, longing to relish the sweetness of her form. The Kinkari has deep insight into oil massages. She knows how Shyam Sundara touches Srimati with his hands. So she also touches her in the same way. This is the expertise of the Manjaris, and only the Manjaris can do that. The Kinkari has deep insight into oil massages. She knows how Shyama Sundara touches Srimati with his hands. So she also touches her in the same way. Swamini is overwhelmed. After the oil massage, the Kinkari massages her with lotus and other flower pollens. Just imagine that smell, my God. Shyama Sundara is silently enjoying the beauty of Srimati's uncovered body from a branch of the tree. A stream of sweetness appears to be dripping from her lovely form. So much astonishing beauty. Her body is like nectar, an icon of nectar. Shyamasundara is drinking that nectar freely through the chalices of his eyes. In verse 75 of his book, Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, Shripad says, Gorangam Radima Smite Maturima Nidranchale Drakima Vaksochi Karima Idyati. Shyama Sundara perceives the madhurya of Swamini in the softness of her golden form, the sweetness of her smile, the breadth of her eyes, and the heaviness of her breasts. He relishes her languor, her elegance, you can say, from the rasa in her heart. Gatre koti tatit chavi pravittanandana chavi srimukhe. Verse 99. Her body is more splendorous than millions of lightning bolts. Joy radiates from her beautiful face. Shyamasundara enjoys it, all unimpeded. It means free from any obstacle. He is tasting nectar through his eyes. Therefore, his eyes are immersed in pleasure. This is not the nectar of heaven. This is Mahabhav, the supreme form of nectar. This is why Satchit Ananda is so enjoyable. Mahabhavuchvala Chinta Ratnod Bhavita Vikraham Brahmananda Bocha Maradan Kanakyastava. Her form is born from the radiant thought jewel of Mahabhav. Her form is born from the radiant thought jewel of Mahabhav. Mahabhava Chintamani Rathara Swarupa. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 865. Sri Radha's form is a thought jewel of Mahabhav. Sri Radha, a thought jewel, and is a thought jewel or a chintamani is a fabulous gem supposed to yield its possessor all desires. So her form is born out of Mahabhav. Sri Radha is unknowingly performing unprecedented service to Shyama Sundara with the nectar of her beautiful form. Thus, the significance of the name Radhika. No one else can do what she can do. That is what Baba is saying here. She only has this beautiful, beautiful quality. Only she has. Another attribute of her form is given. Ananga Jiva. It gave Ananga, the god of love, a body and restored it to life. Thus, she is called Ananga Jivam. Ananga manifests the desires for sense gratification in the hearts of worldly people. Therefore, Krishna Bhaktas try to give up their relation with Ananga in the beginning of their bhajan. If Ananga is not a medium for pure love, so that means we should not be attracted to the material, amorous God of love, which is bewitching the material love and lust, but it should be transformed to the Ananga of the spiritual love. So Baba is saying here, if Ananga is not the medium for pure love, his vilification does not disappear. So it will always be mundane lust. If we cannot transform it into spiritual love, it will always be the Ananga of the mundane realm. If Ananga is not a medium for pure love, his vilification means destruction, does not, his worthiness will not disappear, nor does he obtain a body. Because Sri Radha's prema is devoid of all kinds of limitations, her loving embraces, and so on with Krishna, manifested Ananga's form. And here Baba means the spiritual form, spiritual God of love. It was as though his stain had been removed and he had been blessed with life and body. When the transcendental young God of love and enchanter of Ananga, so that means Krishna, saw Radha's body, it seemed as though the function of Madana had come to life in his heart. Therefore, her body is now Ananga Jivam. I repeat, when the transcendental young God of love, Krishna, who is the enchanter of Ananga, who can enchant millions of cupids, has been saw Sri Radha's body, it seemed as though the function of Madana had come to life in his heart, because only the beauty of Radhika can bewitch Syama Sundara. So that means only her beautiful, beautiful body can give life to Krishna and revive this spiritual God of love. Therefore, her body is now Ananga Jiva. The meaning is that in Vrindavan, there is no worldly God of love. Here, Sriman Madan Gopal himself is the transcendental young God of love. That is the meaning. So beautiful. The meaning is that in Vrindavan, there is no worldly God of love. Here, Sriman Madan Gopal himself is the transcendental young God of love. She, who is the root cause of existence for both the worldly and transcendental Kandharpa Cupid, is like a billowy ocean of naturally sweeter than sweet and boundless charm. Still, Sri Brahma said in his prayers to Krishna in Vrindavan, we 11 devatas are blessed to taste the nectar of your sweetness through the 11 sense organs of the Brajbasis. Even though the worldly deities do not reside in the spiritual forms of the Brajbasis, it seems that Brahma has described it like that. There is no place in Sri Vrindavan for the worldly God of love. So when Sri Krishna sees Srimati's beautiful form, he is transformed into Madana, Thus her form has been called Ananga Jivam, or her only form is the life of the transcendental young God of love, Sri Krishna. Thus, Ananga Jivam. So Baba is giving here many explanations of that phrase, Ananga Jivam. And best is, or her form is the life of the transcendental young God of love, Sri Krishna. This is very nice. This is very nice. Whatever greatness the transcendental young God of love, Krishna, possesses is due to the beauty and sweetness of Srimati's form. This is very nice. Can someone say something to that? Jayananda Maharaj? Gauranga Sundara? No?
Radhe Radhe, my dear Tarunji.
Yes.
Radhe Radhe for everyone. Dear Gurudev, I want to share something, if it's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, this verse is very, very special verse, and I read this work many times because I paint also this verse. And when you read now, I feel big different of Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi who I read, and this you give also some new corner of you of this lila. That's very interesting for me. When I listen to you, I feel that is some new new verse on some way.
It is, because it is completely straight. It is not a mixture of different commentaries. These are only the words from my Gurudev. The other Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi is a mixture of 3 commentaries with 2/3 of Baba's words and maybe 1/3 of the other commentaries. But this one is only straight coming from Baba. So this is his flow of mercy we all feel now. So I understand what you say. It's different.
Yeah, it's different. Thank you for us this. And only what I want to share, I don't know if you see this is.
We can see. Very nice. Very nice.
Very
Beautiful.
nice. This is what I want to say in this verse is, for me, was very interesting that Krishna Mohan are on the crown tree, and he have position of manjari. That for me, that's very interesting. That Krishna is one in position that is not with his subject is Radharani, and he wants to see what is going on between Manjari and Radharani, because it's so nice moment when Radharani is along with only one Manjari. I only want to give this little hint for Smarana that Krishna is up and is in position of Manjari to look what's going on.
Yes, thank you so much. Wonderful.
Radhe.
Very wonderful. Thank you. So nice how you painted that. I also, when I first ordered the books of my Gurudev in 2001, I read the Radha Rasa Sudhanidhi, and what stuck into my mind most was actually this Leela, because this is so far out that Krishna climbs a tree and he hides there like a young boy. We all did that in our childhood and our youth, and he hides there, and he can now watch unimpededly, without any obstacle, without any disturbance. He can watch to his heart's content the beauty of Swamini. Nobody else is there, and this is so nice and so spectacular. And I have to say again, without the mercy of Mahaprabhu, you could not have painted this. We would never have heard that Leela. So we would never be able to relish this unbelievable sweetness, because this Leela has never been revealed to anybody. Where? It is not there. 500 before Mahaprabhu, who has spoken about that Leela? Impossible. Neither Vidyapati nor all that poets from that Chandidas and all these Raiseka, all these big poets, they have not been able to catch a glimpse of that tree where Shyamasundar is secretly hiding. So this is, for me, when I read the whole book, this was the one which was always in my mind, that I thought, wow, Krishna is so funny and naughty that he hides and watches unimpeded, so this is so beautiful.
Yes, when someone see this lila, always think that Krishna steal the clothes of gopis, because we know this lila, but this secret bathing place with Manjari, only what Manjari is present of Radhaguna Das Goswami and your beloved Gurudev. Thank you for choose these words. I like this so much.
Nice. I like this sentence Baba just said now, and I think Gurudev also likes it very much. Whatever greatness the transcendental young God of love possesses is due to the beauty and sweetness of Srimati's form. So that means that only in the presence of Swamini can the full glory of Krishna emerge. Otherwise, it's maybe half. But only when he is together with Swamini, the full beauty and the full everything is coming up. And I like this so much. This is the nectar for the ears of Manjari Bhav Sadhakas, because we are Bhavalasaradi. We are much more attached to Radhika, and this is how she is superior to Krishna, that she is giving him that. She's enabling him to become even greater, and vice versa. Without her, he is not that Madana. What is it called? What is Baba called? Madana Mohana. Without Swamini, he is not even Madana Mohan. It's not possible that he has this full feature. Baba is explaining later. Whatever greatness the transcendental young God of love possesses is due to the beauty and sweetness of Srimati's form. Otherwise, it is the ultimate defeat of his greatness. Now comes a verse from Govinda Lilamrita. When Sri Krishna is with Radha, he is Madana Mohana. When he is not with her, even the world enchanting Sri Krishna himself is enchanted by Madana. Jadi Gopira Manurate Manmatera Manamate Namad Hara Madana Mohana. The one named Madana Mohana churns the mind of the God of love as he rides in the chariot of the Gopi's heart. So Krishna is when he is not with Swamini, he is bewildered and he's enchanted by Madana. But when he is with her, only Swamini is there to enchant him. The beautiful form of the one who enchants the mind of Madana Mohan gives him life. The beautiful form of the one who enchants the mind of Madana Moha gives him life. Swamini. After drinking nectar, a dying man regains his life and becomes active. In the same way, Sri Krishna, dying in the fire of love, feels the touch of Sri Radha's body and once again becomes alive and active. My Lord, and now Baba's quoting a song, my Lord sits longing for the touch of my body. Overcome by emotion, he says, I have been rescued. I have survived. Regarding me as your own, keep this in mind. I gave this body to you. So this poet is now taking the role of Swamini, speaking as Radhika, and Radhika is saying to Krishna, keep in mind, it's only me who gave this body to you, because without me, it's nothing. Very beautiful. Govinda Acharya was the poet. Suddenly, the Kinkari caught sight of Shyama Sundara. Suddenly, the Kinkari caught sight of Shyama Sundara. Shyam prayed to the Kinkari with folded hands. Now again, the superior position of the mantra becomes very evident, because the Supreme Personality of Godhead prays to a Kinkari. Now all the sages, all the Vedas pray hymns to him, but he himself prays to the Kinkari with folded hands. Please, just give me a little taste. Seeing his condition, the Kinkari immediately sank into Rasa, and the vision ended. So why is he sinking in this Rasa? Because she feels so much glory, because he is so humbly begging for the taste of her Swamini's association. So that makes the Kinkari happy, and she immediately sinks into Rasa, and the vision ended. In Sadhaka consciousness, Sripad Prabhupada Saraswati Pad wailed and prayed to see the Leela again. Here ends this very, very beautiful commentary to that verse. So I can read the verse again if the Vaishnavas want. O Radhika, when after going with you to a secluded Yamuna Ghat and massaging you with saffron and musk, will I see your youthful king of lovers sitting high in a kadamba tree, gazing at your nectareous form, which gives life to the God of love. So please, if anyone wants to share, feel free to add something, share something, ask something, comment, feel free.
What is the difference between this book and other books?
The difference, Gurudev, is that the other book...
Then we will feel this, no? Both
Please?
books, read some lines, then we can understand what is the difference. And you explain difference.
Now?
Yeah, what is half an hour time is there? Some paragraph.
Okay. Yeah, it's upstairs. Govinda Priya has to...
May I read this our edition, and you read your edition, perhaps parallel?
Yes.
Perhaps it's more easy.
Yes.
From the beginning on?
Yes, why not?
O Shri Radhike, when can I see your lover sitting in a high kadamba tree, watching you as you go down to a lonely place on the bank of the Yamuna, where I massage your ambrosial limbs that are the very life of Cupid?
Yeah. So here we have a slightly different translation.
And now your verse.
So, O Radhike, it's slightly different. After going with you to a secluded Yamuna bathing place and massaging you with saffron and musk, will I see your youthful king of lovers sitting high in a kadamba tree, gazing at your nectareous form, which gives life to the God of love.
I think it's a severe difference.
Yeah.
Because in this edition, it is started, when can I see your young lover? And in your edition, O Radhike, when, after going with you to a secluded place, massaging you with saffron?
But but he also says, will I see your youthful king? So
yes, of course.
It's translated differently, but you're right. And also it is said going with you. So it's also different. It's there in the verse. Going with you is not in the verse you read. It's a different translation. It's more to the point. I find this one is much more to the point of the verse.
And we also can be astonished of this gem, which is shivering from really different sides, and
Can you read more?
there is not this. Sorry.
Yes,
Can
more. Sure, Gurudev, sure.
Read more.
So you start today with the old one.
Yes. May I start?
Yes.
Commentary. In a spiritual revelation, Shripad sees himself staying with Sri Radha in Yavat as her maid servant.
So here we see, Gurudev, here we see immediately, I don't know how Advaita did it, but this beginning of that edition, this is not from Baba. You see, Baba is beginning his book, his Bangla edition is not beginning with Yavat. Baba's beginning is with the explanation and the advice to the sadhakas. It's very different. So I don't know how Advaita Ji, he mixed.
Don't explain it. Read only.
Okay.
Read. Read only.
I will read this verse.
Yeah.
In a spiritual revelation, Shripad sees himself staying with Sri Radha in Yavat as her maidservant. It is summertime, and Srimati wants to take a bath in the Yamuna this morning. Shripad and Swamini go to a lonely bathing place on the bank of the Yamuna, without any of Srimati's girlfriends or other maidservants. The maidservant's heart is enchanted by Swamini's gestures. Swamini looks all around as if thinking, I hope Sundara, this is a beautiful Krishna, is noticing where I am going, beautifying the whole environment of Vrindavan with her glances. Meanwhile,
so we read this also, and this paragraph is coming, exactly this paragraph Sudevi was now reading is coming later in Baba's edition. So shall I read what Baba writes in the beginning over there?
Yeah, you not say Baba name. This is new commentary written by others. You read only this book. Read this is everything is Baba, but you not put name on Baba. Both is Baba's book. So only you read this commentary written by different person. The bhav and mood I want to see.
So the first paragraph in Baba's edition, the first one I have here, Rasa Vajani Vakya, is the beginning in the last few verses. While absorbed in his Svarup, Shripad has obtained a vision of Srimati Radharani's ardent journey to meet Sri Krishna. When the vision ended, Shripad lamented. He yearned for the object of his desire. The behavior of the Goswamis is like a pole star for the sadhaka and the best example of the path of sadhana. A sadhaka should not spend his life thinking his sadhana will be spontaneous like that of a siddha bhakta. A little eagerness is required to attain one's desired object. I am satisfied with whatever little I am doing is not the method of progressive prema dharma. Insatiability is the nature of bhakti. If complacence comes to your bhajan, you must understand that your bhajan life is waning and your bhajana vigraha has become lifeless. Then you must hear and chant the stabas and stotras of the Goswamis, which are full of eagerness and longing. Their words have great power. By hearing and chanting these great teachings, the sadhakas also will be filled with eagerness. The Goswamis are Nitya Siddha Parikars, but the eagerness of the Sadhaka Siddha Premikas is also wonderful. And then he's quoting this beautiful poet from Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj. Filled with anguish, Govardhan resident Sita Srila Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj has prayed. And then comes this long prayer. And then comes the same thing like Sudevi read. Shripad sees himself in his kinkari form in the company of Sri Radha in Yavat. It is summertime in the morning, and Srimati wants to bath in the Yamuna. They will bath at a secluded ghat on the Yamuna. As a kinkari, Shripad is walking to the Yamuna with Sri Radha. No other Sakhi or Manjaris are with them. The kinkari is enchanted by Srimati's movements as she walks. Srimati looks all about. I wonder if Krishna is watching. Vrindavan is made more beautiful by the beauty of her eyes. Meanwhile, in Nandishvara, Sri Krishna and his friends have been playing games since they finished milking the cows. Then a parrot secretly told Krishna that Sri Radha had gone to bath at a secluded ghat on the Yamuna with only one dasi. After getting that information, Sri Krishna told his friends he was going alone to see the beauty of a garden near Nandishvara. Instead, he went to that secluded ghat on the Yamuna before Sri Radha and her dasi arrived. He climbed the tall kadamba tree and hid himself in an area densely covered by leaves.
Now read Sudevi.
Now Srimati arrives at the same place with her maidservant. She is tired of walking there with her tender body. So she sits down on a jeweled staircase that leads down to the Yamuna's water. Her beautiful golden body illuminates the bathing place near the Yamuna. The blackish color of the Yamuna water reminds Swamini of Shyamasundara. Srimati is overwhelmed by feelings of love for Krishna. She sees Krishna inside and outside of her. Shyamasundara is admiring her sweet form unhindered from the top of the kadamba tree. The maidservant starts to massage Srimati's beautiful body in this quiet and lonely bathing place near the Yamuna.
So I read the one which he translated. Same.
Yeah.
It was very similar. Srimati soon arrived at that Yamuna ghat with her kinkari. Her delicate body was tired from walking. She sat on the gem-studded steps, her hair and clothing disheveled. The golden beauty of her form illuminated the Yamuna ghat. Swamini was excited to see the water of the Yamuna. Srimati was overwhelmed by love for Sri Krishna. He pervaded her through and through. Yes, yeah.
Shyamasundara is admiring her sweet form unhindered from the top of the kadamba tree.
Mm-hmm.
The maidservant starts to massage Srimati's beautiful body in this quiet and lonely bathing place near the Yamuna. First, she opens her braid that looks like a huge black cloud, sprinkles her hair with fragrant oil, And then comes it with a jeweled comb.
Mhm.
Each of Swamini's hairs is dearer to her than millions of lives. After combing Swamini's hair, the loving maidservant undresses her to massage her with fragrant Narayana oil.
So here the same is also there. From his hiding place in his high treetop, Shyamasundara is tasting without obstruction the sweetness of the embodiment of Bhav. At this solitary ghat, the Kinkari is preparing to anoint Swamini's body with oil. First, she unties Srimati's dark hair, moistened it with fragrant oil, and then she dressed it with a jewel comb. Each hair is as precious to her as millions of her lives. Such heartfelt seva. After combing her hair, she uncovers Swamiti's lovely body and affectionately massage her with Narayan oil and fragrant other oils. So it's very similar.
She reveals Swamini's body, which is not even seen by omniscient Shyam, who, for this purpose, has to climb into the top of a kadamba tree.
Yeah, and the same here. On some days, even the all-knowing Shyam cannot get news about her. The one who bears a peacock feather atop his head has now resorted to a treetop, longing to see the sweetness of her form.
The maidservant knows how the touch of Shyam's hand feels.
And here it says, she knows how Shyam touches Srimati with his own hand, so she touches her in the same way. So it's very much the
And
same.
she massages Swamini in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
Swamini is absorbed. After the oil
Here it said Swamini is overwhelmed. Interesting.
After the oil massage, the maidservant starts to massage Swamini with lotus pollen, while Shyam is absorbed in starting at the sweetness of her uncovered limbs from the branch of the tree.
Same here. After the oil massage, the Kinkari massages her with lotus and other flower pollens. Shyamasundara is silently enjoying the beauty of Srimati's uncovered body from a branch of the tree.
It is as if a stream of sweetness gushes from Swamini's sweet lips.
Here it says her body is like nectar.
How amazing is the abundance of her beauty.
Mm-hmm. Such astonishing beauty.
Her limbs are as if made of nectar, which is freely drunk by Swamini with the cups of his eyes.
Her body is like nectar, which Shyam is drinking freely through the chalices of his eyes.
There's a quotation, verse 75. May I admire the softness of your golden limbs, the sweetness of your smile, the largeness of your eyes, and the volume of your breasts?
Yes, exactly the same.
This is how he, Krishna, experienced her, Swamini's sweetness.
He relishes her languor from the rasa in her heart.
Another quotation. Her body shines like millions of lightning strikes.
Her body is more splendorous than millions of lightning bolts.
And her beautiful face is full of blazing, ever-increasing bliss.
Very good. Joy radiates from her beautiful face.
Krishna relishes all this nectar through his eyes.
He enjoys it all unimpeded. He is tasting all this nectar through his eyes.
This is not heavenly nectar.
This is not the nectar of heaven.
It is the supreme nectar of Mahabhav.
This is Mahabhav, the supreme form of nectar.
Radhika's body is the very life of Cupid, Ananga Jivam. She revives the transcendental, incorporeal Cupid Krishna and gives him a body again.
Yeah, now it's skipping, now it's translating more. Baba is here saying more stuff. Her form is born from the radiant thought jewel of Mahabhav, and quoting Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Radha's form, Mahabhav Chintamani Radhara Swarupa. Sri Radha's form is a thought jewel of Mahabhav. Sri Radha is unknowingly performing unprecedented service to Shyama Sundara with the sweet nectar of her beautiful form. Thus, the significance of the name Radhika. And now comes again what you said. Another attribute of her form is giving, Ananga Jiva. It gave Ananga, Cupid, the god of love, a body and restored it to life. Thus, Ananga Jiva.
I think it's more differentiated, your edition.
Yeah.
And it's I think it's an important aspect. The practicing devotees try to give up Cupid. That means lust from the beginning of their spiritual life.
So here it said, therefore, Krishna Bhaktas try to give up their relation with mundane Ananga in the beginning of their bhajan.
It's also a bit more smoothly. Because lust is the root cause of all selfish endeavors for sense gratification.
Not there.
Without pure love, this cannot be accomplished.
Nah, Baba is saying, if Ananga is not the medium...
Baba is both things. Not say Baba. Say the translator. Baba is both place Baba is writing.
No, Gurudev.
Baba's book.
No.
No.
Gurudev, honestly saying...
We are not reading Baba's book. What you telling that?
No, Gurudev. No. The book, Advaita from Holland. He took 3 commentaries and he put them...
different thing, but we accept like a Baba book.
Okay.
Yeah. Baba commentaries are there. He made the writer commentary is different. Writer is different. But Baba's book is that.
Okay.
3 person is different. One is A and one is B. That is no meaning, but it's a Baba book.
Yes. Okay.
Without pure love, this cannot be accomplished. Cupid revived when Sri Krishna, who is himself the transcendental youthful Cupid of Vrindavan, who enchants the mundane Cupid, sees Sri Radha's body that is made of pure, causeless love. Thus, incorporeal Cupid regains his body, and Sri Radha's body is named Ananga Jiva, the life of Cupid.
Here the translation is, if Ananga is not a medium for pure love, his vilification does not disappear, so the mundane aspect will not go away, nor does he obtain a body. Because Sri Radha's prema is devoid of all kinds of limitations, her loving embraces and so on, with Krishna manifested Ananga's form. It was as though his stain had been removed and he had been blessed with life and a body. When the transcendental young god of love and enchanter of Ananga, Krishna, saw Radha's body, it seemed as though the function of Madana had come to life in his heart. Therefore, her body is now Ananga Jiva.
In Vrindavan, there is no mundane Cupid. Only
the meaning is that in Vrindavan there is no worldly god of love. Same.
Only the transcendental Cupid, Shriman Madan Gopal, the shell of all material and spiritual Cupids.
Here, Sriman Madan Gopal himself is the transcendental young god of love.
When Lord Brahma prayed to Krishna in his Vraja Vilila, he said, we 11 demigods of the senses relish your sweetness through the senses of the people of Raj. And in this way, we are also blessed.
Same here. Still, Brahma prayed in his prayers to Krishna in Vrindavan, we 11 devatas are blessed to taste the nectar of your sweetness through the 11.
Important than me. He should come here.
We 11 devatas are blessed to taste the nectar of your sweetness through the 11 sense organs of the Brajavasis. Same.
Although the material demigods cannot possibly reside in the senses of the transcendental eternal associates of Sri Krishna and Vraj, Lord Brahma simply gives a likeness.
Interesting. Here the translation is, even though the worldly deities do not reside in the spiritual forms of the Brajavasis, it seems that Brahma has described it like that. Quite a little bit different.
Again, what is there?
The first one is, although the material demigods cannot possibly reside in the senses of the transcendental eternal associates of Sri Krishna and Vraj, Lord Brahma simply gives a likeness.
Even though the worldly demigods do not reside in the spiritual forms of the Brajavasis, it seems that Brahma has described it like that. But it's similar.
In the same way, although the mundane Cupid cannot live in Sri Vrindavan, this metaphor with Sri Krishna's lusty feelings that arose when he saw Sri Radha's limp has been given, and her divine body has been called Ananga Jiva.
Very different translation here. There is no place in Sri Vrindavan for the worldly god of love. So when Sri Krishna sees Srimati's beautiful form, he is transformed into Madana. Thus, her form has been called Ananga Jivam.
It's
more sweet for me personally, but
Sri Krishna can only be glorious as the transcendental useful Cupid of Vrindavan because of Sri Radha's sweetness and beauty.
Okay.
Sri Krishna can only be glorious as the transcendent, useful Cupid of Vrindavan because of Sri Radha's sweetness and of her beauty.
Yes, same here. Whatever greatness the transcendental young god of love Krishna possesses is only due to the beauty and sweetness of Srimati's form.
Otherwise, his glories are totally buffeted.
And the same is here. Otherwise, it is the ultimate defeat of his greatness. Means his greatness means nothing. Very nice.
Then there's a quotation of Govinda Lilamrita 8:32.
Yes.
When Krishna shines with Radha, he enchants even Cupid. But otherwise, he himself is enchanted by Cupid.
Here the translation goes according to the verse, because in the verse is Madana Mohana. When Sri Krishna is with Sri Radha, he is Madana Mohana. When he is not with her, even the world enchanting Sri Krishna himself is enchanted by Madana.
And now a quotation from Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yes.
He mounts the chariots of the gopis' minds and steers the mind of Cupid. Therefore, he bears the name Madana Mohan.
Yeah, very similar. The one named Madana Mohan turns the mind of the god of love as he rides in the chariot of the gopis' hearts. Very poetic, very nice.
But Sri Radhika steers even his mind. And therefore, she is called Madana Mohana Mohini. And her body is called Ananga Jiva, Cupid's life giver.
Here is said the beautiful form of the one, Radhika, who enchants the mind of Madana Mohan, gives him life.
Just as a dying person is revived by drinking nectar, similarly, Krishna is revived by contacting Radhika's divine body when he is about to die in the fire of lust.
After drinking nectar, a dying man regains his life and becomes active. In the same way, Sri Krishna, dying in the fire of love, feels the touch of Sri Radha's body and once again becomes alive and active.
Suddenly, the maidservant sees Shyamasundara sitting in the branch of the tree. With folded hands, Krishna prays to her, "Let me enjoy this vision for a moment."
Mm-hmm.
Seeing the situation, the maidservant is absorbed in Rasa.
Mm-hmm. So here it says, suddenly the Kinkari caught sight of Shyamasundara. Shyam prayed to the Kinkari with folded hands, "Please just give me a little taste." Seeing his condition, the Kinkari immediately sank into Rasa and the vision ended. Jai Ho.
Jai Ho.
So, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Jai Sri Radhe, Jai Gurudev. Anything more, Gurudev? He's busy. Jai Nanda Maharaj.
Thank you very much. So I feel also this is a little bit another, another book. Very interesting. Thank you very much.
Gurudev, something more?
More sweetness is there in new book, but what to do? Old book is in the practice. Everybody has old book, and they are reading.
No problem.
This is the point.
I know.
So this is all Baba's words.
Yes.
It's not anyone's words are there. Similar words are not there, then it's a different person word. Baba words are there.
Yes. Thank you. Radhe Radhe